What up, y'all? It's your boy Ben here, and I'm excited to go through the top decks, and I cannot wait to start building once the new Pokemon set comes out this Thursday. Extradimensional Crisis, introducing a slew of Ultra Beasts and new cards coming to the game. Over 100 cards are going to be implemented with this new pack, and so why not jump the ball and with the cards that we do know of, go ahead and make some decks and just have some fun with the theory crafting and trying to make everything work. As always, y'all, let's go ahead and let's get 100 likes on this video if you like the deck building aspect, the theory crafting, really all the pieces that come together to kind of just make a deck. So let's make some good ones at that too. Go ahead and leave that a like. All right, y'all, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into our first one here. As we see, we have the Ultra Necrozma EX deck here, which is really exciting to play around with. It has 3 energy for 60 attack, it's colorless, and then you have 2 psychics, 2 steel for 120, and discard the top 5 cards of each player's deck. By that point that you're actually able to attack with this, I really don't think that you need anything else in your deck, so feel free to attack all along, because essentially we're trying to be a little greedy here with the Lunala EX, which is why we're just using rare candy and not the stage 1. We are this is one of our ways to power up our Ultra Necrozma. We have Dawn here to take the energy up from Giratina if we can't get our Lunala EX going. And for this deck, and then please let me know what y'all think. I'm thinking this is dual energy because this is colorless here, so it'll definitely eat up any of the psychic types here. Lunala EX only needs 1 psychic energy in order to be able to attack here, and then Giratina is able to just kind of drive up its own energy regardless, right? So you're getting psychic energy on here anyway, so why not run the dual piece here, because you're not always going to have all of these out on the board. So getting that psychic and that steel type energy for your Ultra Necrozma is actually going to be really great here. What's really nice is Lusamine as well too, so if there's steel type energy on the Giratina and it does go down, you Lusamine, put 2 more energy on your Ultra Necrozma, and then you're able to potentially get that steel and that psychic energy right back here. Dawn being able to choose which energy from the Giratina or the Lunala that you're going to feed into your Ultra Necrozma is also really clutch here. And I just kind of how it all flows together. It's 8 Pokemon, it's not too clunky. The Psychic Connect allows you to shift up all of the psychic energy that you need to Ultra Necrozma. So in a ideal world, you can run only steel energy with Giratina being your battery, but I do like being able to attack a little bit earlier with Giratina EX just in case, so that way we're not just all in on Necrozma here, and that way we have the opportunity to attack with Giratina or Lunala if we need to. But yeah, y'all, I'm really excited for this promo to drop. It's our first Dragon EX introduced into the game, so I'm crossing my fingers and not willing to write it off just yet. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews with this card here. And I'm kind of leaning on the side of this is going to be very powerful, and the effect of discarding your 5 cards for your opponent is also going to be very bad, right? That is completely disrupting what they're doing. You get rid of their rare candies, they can't get into their stage 2s unless they have their own rare candies. You're getting rid of essential key supporters here. They're trader cards here as well too, so there's a really good chance that you're really messing up their entire game plan. And if they've already Professor's Research or their Pokeball, you're kind of high speeding what they were trying to get, and now they'll deck out much sooner than you will as well too. So I don't know, I'm holding out hope for this. I was on the train for Giratina EX, saying that it's going to be a great card. There was a lot of folks who were oh, it ends your turn, Broken Space Bellow. There was a lot of hate for Giratina EX, but with self-generation of abilities, with the ability, I figured that would be good, and we're here and it's great. So holding out hope that we can come together and see that Alternate Zima EX, our first Dragon EX, is that same way as well. So up next, we got a few more decks here. We have the Pheromosa Decidueye EX deck. Pheromosa for 1 energy does 20 damage to your active opponent's active, and then 20 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Really just lining up for your Decidueye EX here for 80 damage here. We're running the Poison Barb as well, just to make sure that if we don't start off with the let's say we start off with the Rowlet, or we're going into Dartrix, right? Like, it was just making sure that there's always extra damage going around because we're running grass type Pokemon. We're getting 2 Ericas here to 1 Lily. We only have like one set of stage lines, right? Just our Decidueye EX, whereas like the Pheromosa, there's just more grass overall. So Ericas are being key here. This also being an all grass deck allows you to just run Leaf here as well. Pheromosa is going to look like a great card. It's such a great pickup for Grass X. Grass really just got some love. They got the Leaf Cape this past set, and now we're going to get Pheromosa in this new set with Kartana as well. Just really elevating this whole archetype, or just whole typing as a whole pretty well with the release of that. And then Jump Blues. Also, just like, we don't have to run Cyrus in this deck, even though you're attacking the bench, because you're really just cleaning up with the Decidueye EX here. Then we have a Buzzwole Kartana Celesteela deck. I was curious of thinking about just running Buzzwole EX and just Celesteela, and just kind of playing between these 4 cards, but having a Kartana in here as well can be super helpful in terms of just being able to attack right away. This requires 2 energy and then 3 energy for your big beat. And so, thoughts on like whether or not I want to run that, but I do like the fact that I can hit something for 40 damage. They try to run away. I Cyrus them back up. I hit them for 120 without healing, just 160 HP. That's a lot, and being able to apply pressure really quickly while you're trying to find your cards and your setups is really, really good here. I like the Celesteela Buzzwole action here because the ability Ultra Thrusters allows you to switch one of your active Ultra Beasts with one of your bench Ultra Beasts, which is really, really cool here because what you can do, especially with Kartana here as well, that's in case you don't have your second Buzzwole EX set up, but Kartana, Buzzwole EX, you hit out with your big beat, then your coming turn, they're like, oh, you can't use this move. Well, Celesteela will be able to use Ultra Thrusters, throw Kartana back up to the front. Kartana can then retreat, and then Buzzwole EX then attacks, right? The Kartana's retreat cost is just 1, so like, since this is already set up and you don't discard anything, the only effect here for Buzzwole EX is that it can't attack. It gets reset once it's out of the active spot, so you bring it right back to the bench, and then it's attacking for 120 again. What you can also do if you want to preserve, so let's say you have Buzzwole EX, Celesteela, and you have their energies all set up, is that you can always Ultra Thrusters and Ultra Thrusters back again. This is an ability that activates per card, not per turn. So one Celesteela can switch out Buzzwole EX, the other Celesteela can switch it right back in there. That way you can preserve health if you need to. You can preserve, I don't know why you would do that. It'd be fancy, but we throw 2 in here just to ensure that we do draw this, so that way we can mitigate losing health and being able to reset the big beat no matter what we're doing here. And then on the off chances that you're starting off with Celesteela, Ilma's here to be like, I'm out, goodbye, and bring it right back, which is also a really handy way of boosting up your Buzzwole here as well too, which is really nice. Lusamine here, if Kartana goes out, being able to provide a free energy to Buzzwole, it's just really nice. It gets you closer to your big beat anyways, so that's really fun. If you're playing the retreat game, the Buzzwole EX and this Kartana finally goes down, you've discarded so much energy anyways through that Lusamine is just a great pickup here. You have grass, you get your Ericas, you get your Leaf Capes, your Celesteela is going to be resetting, so you have to worry about health for there. And then being able to don just up an energy again too, right? Like if my Kartana is my lead, I attack for 1 energy, Buzzwole EX is on my next turn, I put an energy there, attack again with Kartana. I have a Leaf Cape on here. Now it's 90 HP instead of 60. And then I get to ability thruster, second energy, and then Kartana. Like, it's pretty cool. Yeah, the amount of energy and flexibility that you can do here because of what Celesteela enables for these Ultra Beasts. And I'm like really, really excited to see how this works out. As well, because again, you can have 2 Kartanas go down before the Buzzwole EX goes. 120 HP, still nothing to laugh at, and then the KP turns out to 170. So that's pretty good. That's really good overall. I like this style a lot. And then we have this the Ganondorf and the Helio Darkrai EX deck, and so you could run this in different ways. I've seen some folks talk about in this Darkrai slot you can throw in just kind of like one Guzzlord because it's just a tanky mon, right? It's 170 basic. For 2 energy you're able to flip a coin and discard your opponent's active energy, and for 4 you're hitting them with the whole. Crazy. You're whipping out the whole, however they decided to name that attack, that's how they decided to name it. But I like the Darkrai here because with the Ganondorf being able to poison, right? Like this could have been Weezing as well too, but I like the Ganondorf because it's just Ultra Beast. Let's just like have fun with it. But you attack for 40 and you poison. And I think that's what's really cool about this is that you get that poison, it's still high damage, and then if you have double Nihilego out there, that poison is now they're losing 20 per turn, then they're losing 30 per turn for Nihilego to be there, and then they're losing another 20 with Nightmare Aura, and then this thing attacks for 40. So like in a given on that backswing, they are losing 30, 50, 90 a turn because of the 40, and then they lose 50 when they pass it back to you. That's just so much damage. And then like if you're starting Darkrai EX first, you throw the poison on, and then the Nihilego still attacks that, so then you're at least still chipping for 30, possibly 40 here with this. It's just so much chip damage that I like the Darkrai inclusion in here to continue to pile on how much damage you can do to your opponent without even attacking just quite yet. And I think that's what's really fun here. Also being able to, your Ganondorf's up here. You start off with Popplio, Darkrai EX, you're going first. Then when it's back to you, you evolve it to Ganondorf. You put the energy on Darkrai. They get poked for 20. Then you don it up. They get hit for 40 and they're poisoned. So like it's just really cool little fun things to add into here. This Leaf could be subs out here. I'm assuming Popplio has a retreat for 1, so you might like run a Guzma or a Lucamine in here. But like oftentimes if you don't want to start off with Darkrai and you want to switch it out for something else, so that way you can get the poisons going, that also makes sense too. So that's this piece. And then here, listen. This one's more of a left field deck. This is more, again, like I said, the decks that I want to try. But this is a full annoyance type of deck here. Beedrill EX, Guzzlord EX, Beedrill EX, Crushing Spear, 80, discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon, but you only take away 1. And then you have Team Rocket Grunt, which allows you to flip a coin until you get tails. For each heads you get, disregard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. And then Guzzlord has that same effect. For 2 energy, grind core for 30. We're not going to be attacking with the Tyrannical Core here, but the main whole piece is that your opponent just doesn't get to attack. When they attack you, you attack them and disregard their energy. Between Beedrill, between Guzzlord EX, and between Team Rocket Grunt, there are 6 ways to disrupt what your opponent is trying to do, how they're trying to attack, and I think that's fun. I think that's really fun. How good is this going to be? I'm not sure, but I just want to combine this random energy being discarded, the low curve, right, as well. This only requires 2 energy. This requires only 2 energy, so being able to start off and do that right away. It's gonna be pretty fun, pretty nice. And if we get one head or two heads, we're really stopping what the opponent is trying to do, and even oftentimes messing up whether they can attack, but then they also can't retreat either. So I mean, I think the 30 damage will add up. We've seen that with Benet as well too, where it's that bind that's automatic, but Grindcore can completely take out everything that they're trying to do as well. So this could be fun. This could be really fun. This is definitely Guzzlord is playing more on the RNG side, but you have the surefire way of discarding it with your Beedrill EX, so that could be a really good combination. And then the last here is Tapu Koko also was revealed to have an EX, so why not pair it off with a Luxray and or Choreo? I feel like Choreo is just a staple in electric decks moving forward. It's just to that safeguard ability. You're also being able to attack with it for 50 for the 2 energy, which is really nice. And then we're trying to jump right into Luxray here. Discard all energy from his Pokemon. What's really cool is that Tapu Koko EX has a 3 energy attack for 90. But it generates its own energy through its first attack, Plasma Hurricane. So for 20 damage, or for 20 that you're dealing into the opponent, you're also attaching an energy to it. So on that next possible turn, so I attack once, I get second energy. On my third attack, I can start attacking for 90. And then from there, I am building up my Luxray and building up to this Volt Bolt. And so if I get to my 3, I can always just retreat, put my Luxray up, put my Volkner out, or attack, Volkner, attack. There's just a lot of just different ways of just getting his energy back into Luxray, being able to deal 120 into any Pokemon, and to do it more than once in a row. And of course, they're going to be weakened with this 90 attack that's happening really quickly and really fast. It's going to be pretty cool. Iono and Pokemon Communication, just because we're running a little bit more Pokemon, we really want this Luxray to really build up into that. So feeding back an extra Shanks or an extra Tapu Koko or some Oricorios to make sure that we get our stage 2 is going to be super important for us to have. Loving the Pokemon Center lady here just for more survivability, and then we just go at it, right? This is really all about attacking quickly, attacking fast, and attacking everywhere. And Luxray gives you an answer to the everywhere. Tapu Koko gives you the answer to attacking quickly. But yeah, y'all, let me know. Here are just the decks once more time. We have our Tapu Koko Luxray deck. We have our Beedrill Guzzlord deck. We have our Naganadol and the Higlio Darkrai deck. We have our Buzzwole Kartana Steel deck. We have our Pheromosa Decidueye deck. And we have our Ultra Necrozema EX, Giratina EX, and Lunala EX deck. Let me know down in the comments below which one was your favorite one. And also let me know, what card are you looking forward to trying out the most? All right, y'all, we'll catch y'all into the next one. Peace.